Hello and welcome to my vintage audio file. This is now my 50th video. Today I'm going to be discussing a different type of headphone than what is most common out there. Most common headphones are what they call dynamic headphones. They are the type of headphones that people are most familiar with, where they have the little speaker assembly inside the headphone that looks like a speaker, and that is probably one of the most popular forms of the genre, but they are not the only kind out there. There's a couple other types of headphones. One is called orthodynamic and the other one is electrostatic. Usually when they release the other two types I just talked about, they're a little more expensive than your normal dynamic, mainly because they cost more to produce, because they are different design than what your standard plop-in little speaker is capable of. The one I have sitting in front of me is an orthodynamic. The technology first came out in about 1977 when Yamaha released the world's first orthodynamic speaker headphone. And the concept behind the orthodynamic, instead of having a drop-in little speaker per se, it has a different assembly, which is a really thin membrane of material that has wires running through it in different various configurations, that when music is applied to the wires, it vibrates the wires electrically, and that vibration is what produces the sound. And those membranes move back and forth in a horizontal plane that produces the sound that you hear through the speakers. It's through the headphone ear cups itself. Like I say, Yamaha was the first one to come out with them. About a year later, once the popularity of them was proven, a lot of other headphone companies came out with their own versions. Fostex, other different brands like that. The one I have sitting in front of me is a Technics made headphone, which is called the EAH 820. They made 3 orthodynamic ones during that first year. There was the 810, 820, and 830. This happens to be the 820, but it also is and isn't a Technics 820. And the reason I say it isn't is because technically it is an 820, but it's not branded as a Technics 820. Back in the early days back then, talking late 70s, even a little bit before that, and up into the late 80s, a lot of different companies wanted to get into the lucrative electronics market, but didn't have the resources to do it themselves. So they contracted other established electronics to produce things for them. In this case, JCPenney, which had the MCS line of products, had Technics make them speaker headphones, and just so happens that this 820 Technics is basically became a rebranded MCS headphone, and they called their headphones the 6720. Less writing and everything on the sides and on the top of the leather than what the original 820 Technics had on it. It just simply says MCS 6720, but it's the exact same headphone. They did, like I say, they did this because they wanted to sell product, but couldn't afford their own research and development to make their own products, so they subcontracted out to other companies. Techniques was one of their big suppliers of electronics. Almost all of the MCS turntables were made by Techniques. Also, NEC made a lot of stuff for them. Some of their best quality stuff was actually made by NEC. And when it came to speakers and headphones, they usually used Techniques as their supplier. This being an orthodynamic, it does sound, technically it's supposed to sound better than a regular dynamic speaker, but the technology was so new back then that they really hadn't perfected it. So a lot of out of the box didn't really have the best sound. Some of them are almost dreadful. Later on, people discovered that they could mod these particular headphones or any other orthodynamic by adding felt padding inside to damp down things, to make the bass and the treble come alive more and sound like nothing else as far as being excellent. But the companies themselves, when they made them, hadn't figured that out yet. So it took a lot of experimenting with people who didn't mind experimenting with things to come up with different ways to make these headphones sound better. And after a while, they stopped making orthodynamic headphones. But in modern times here, within the last 10-15 years, they've started making them again, and they usually sell for pretty good money, which is the reason why not many are sold. People are happy with the regular style headphones at a cheaper price. This one is made with a bunch of different components. It is plastic. It does have metal. It does have leather. It does have a bunch of various different things on it. Like a lot of headphones back in the day, they used the coil cord, which today not many companies use anymore because it's so problematic with wanting to get tangled in itself all the time. So they listen to the consumer's problems, and nowadays most headphones you buy have a straight cord instead of a coiled cord. It's usually when you get into the high-end studio type headphones that they still will use coiled cord sometimes. And just to show you what this looks like, it is very nice quality. It says on here MCS series with an arrow to show you which way it should go on your head. On the other side, it has a little bit more information. It says 6720 stereo headphones modular component systems, which is the long version of what MCS means. That's what JCPenney called their line of products. It has really soft earphone pads. It originally had the pleather covering on it, but that all flaked off over the years. And as you can see, they're kind of unique in some ways in the fact that they have square type headphone pads instead of your normal oblong like most headphones have. On the original Techniques, they had a lot of writing up here telling what they were, with even like a little frequency response on them. This particular MCS, they went a little cheaper. They didn't put that stuff on there. like I say, it is plastic, metal, and leather, which makes them a little heavier than the newer ones these days, because the newer ones are mostly all plastic and lightweight. This one is a lot heavier, and as you can see here, it gives more information in here. I don't know if you can see that, but inside here there's a label that says stereo headphones, model number 6720, catalog number, distributed by JCPenney Company, made in Japan. And that's what the Techniques were too. The Techniques were proud of that fact, in that right on the side here where they had all kinds of writing, it would say made in Japan on it. The sound quality is excellent as far as I'm concerned. I've never modded mine because I like them just the way they are, but a lot of people like to experiment, and if I did decide to mod it, I'd probably do what some of the other people say to do on it to make it sound better. But for now, I just like to look at them mainly instead of use them, because that way they're going to last longer as far as I'm concerned. I do have most of my collection of headphones is all your standard dynamic ones, and these days in the plastic disposable throwaway, you buy them real cheap, and then you use them until they break and move on to something else. But these ones are pretty rare these days. You won't find too many of them available to buy, especially being an MCS rebrand. They're even harder to find. You can find the Techniques, which is technically called the EAH 820. You can find those still, but to find one that's branded as MCS is a lot harder, because I don't think they sold as many through MCS, making them a lot rarer in today's market. I'm happy to have my pair. It's the only pair of Orthodynamics that I have, and I'm glad I have it. And frequency response on these are pretty much your standard 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. I think if I remember right, they have a pretty high ohm count on them. It's like 150 or something. And the leather here has got padding inside, so it's real comfortable. They're real comfortable to wear, but because of the springiness of the metal band that's here, they do hug your ears pretty tightly, kind of like noise reduction, when before noise reduction was really considered something to have. Other than that, I don't know of anything else I can tell you about these, except that if you do ever find a pair of MCS 6720 or 6710 or 6730, I wouldn't hesitate to buy one, even if you never use it. Just the collectability alone will help pay them off, because I'm sure they'll just go up in price over as the years go by, and you will always get your investment back. So that's my dissertation on these particular headphones. I'm glad I have them, and I cherish them. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to my video. Please leave any comments that you might have about this video or any other videos that I have out there. I do answer all my questions, usually within a day, and some people even like my replies. So until next time, please stay safe, please have a good day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.